Hello, in this lesson we're going to talk about vectors. Based on previous C++ knowledge, you might think of vectors as collections of data, and the mathematical vectors can kind of be looked at that way. But they're not the same thing. A vector is a combination of values that cannot be expressed by a single number. As a side note, a single number is also referred in mathematics as a scalar. If we take a coordinate system, for example, this coordinate system has values from left to right and values from bottom to top. Usually, we would mark the horizontal axis as x and the vertical axis as y. If we then have this point in the middle of the coordinate system, we need some way to express the position. And the only way to do this is with two values. So here is where the vector comes into place. A vector is a combination of two values, one for the x and one for the y coordinate. In the code, we will use the GOM library for vector with 2 and 3 numbers. Now, a vector can represent multiple things. Points in space is one of the uses, but it can also be width and height or distance over 2 dimensions. It can also be a direction from the center. If it's taken as a direction, we can also have a distance in that case. And we can double that distance or take half instead. When multiplying and dividing, we're doing the operation on each of the numbers in the vector. We can also add values or subtract values. And finally, we can do addition and subtraction between the vectors themselves. In that case, we do it by matching the numbers where the value x is added to the value of the other x and the value of y to its matching y value. Vectors can also be used to represent colors which are not a space representation. Colors are created by combining red, green, and blue, and sometimes a fourth component called alpha or transparency. So colors can also be represented with a vector of 3 or 4 values. And just to finish this lesson, in Vulkan and often in graphics programming, the coordinate system goes from negative on the left, positive on the right, and from negative on the top to positive on the bottom. That is all. See you in the next one.